Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Chris, and today I want to talk to you about what are the first steps if you're starting an IT career or a cybersecurity career. Where do you begin? What is the first thing you need to do? So one of the first things is getting IT fundamentals. So whether you're going into IT, whether you're going to be a sysadmin, whether you're going to work in networking, cybersecurity, become a developer, DevOps, whatever it is, the first thing that you really need to do are first understand how computers work. So one of the areas that are covered are all the A plus areas, right? That they break down those fundamentals of how computers work, from the hardware all the way to even the software, how to install operating systems, how to maneuver around and configure them and administer them. Those are pretty much your first steps, is really understanding how computers work. So your first steps are those IT fundamentals. Okay, the second step is you want to start to really get hands-on. So at first you're going to learn the different terms of how computers work. You're going to learn the theory, right? And that is really encompassed in that first step of learning how computers work. That's where you start to develop your theory. The next step is to start getting hands-on. Even from the beginning, even just the basics of installing an operating system, learning the fundamentals, how to navigate, again, how to administer, how to add users, how to configure the different components, how to install things, how the different services work. And I'm talking, you should learn Windows, you should learn Linux, even Apple as well. And really those three core operating systems are the ones that are most commonly found, so you want to be familiar with them. And again, the first steps are just really how to navigate, how to configure and administer them. All right, that's your second step. Now, the third step is learning and understanding the fundamentals of networking. In today's world, every single computer and more every device, right? The IoT device, the Internet of Things, your microwave, your refrigerators, your TVs, just all the different, the lights, different things around you that communicate on the network, right? So if you think about it, take your computer, turn the internet off, disconnect it from everything. What can you really do productivity wise, right? You might develop some things and write some, documents, and maybe even create some things on the computer, but that's it. At this point, you can't upload or actually share those out without some sort of communication. And that's where networking comes in, because it's in every single area of IT. It's massively important in cybersecurity. Of course, in networking, that is what actually helps move everything around and allow communications to happen. But again, in the entire world around us, understanding the fundamentals of networking is absolutely essential if you're starting your IT or cybersecurity career. Okay, now from there, you're going to start to really become specific in different areas. So first, developing those initial foundations and principles are really important, and that'll help you, again, start to identify and determine what areas you want to go into. And then that's where you start to become more specific, okay? Again, you might go into networking, and that means learning switches and routers and software-defined networks and all that sort of things. And maybe you're going into cybersecurity, so you're learning how to secure networks, learning how to secure operating systems, implement frameworks to secure, again, operating systems, networks, and applications. Or maybe you're going into becoming a software developer. So again, understanding how those communications work allow this software that you're building to communicate. The list goes on, but you need to really build those initial foundations before you get into the more advanced areas. Now, the last thing I'll tell you is avoid skipping over the foundations and just trying to go into more advanced topics. This is something that I see through and through all the time, and it holds people back. They don't spend the time developing fundamentals, getting hands-on, and they don't spend the time actually really developing that thorough understanding that you need from the fundamentals, okay? If you don't have those fundamentals and you try to go into more advanced areas, what you're going to find is you don't really understand some of the components. Someone will say something or you'll start to use something, but if you don't understand the underlying workings of it, as you try to progress or do something different, all of a sudden you find that you don't really know what the next steps are. But if you have those fundamentals, you can sort of fall back on those and understand how they build to actually configure or build the more advanced systems that you're building. So again, just don't fall into that trap because of skipping your fundamentals. So hopefully this helps you. Again, develop those fundamentals, get hands-on, and really learn and balance your skill set out. And of course, if you need help with that, check out my website below. If this is something you're doing and you're on the right track, if you need help, click my link below. But again, if you're starting out, remember, develop those fundamentals, then get hands-on, take that theory into hands-on, and you'll find that you'll be in a really good position as you advance in your career. All right, thank you, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe, of course, so you don't miss any of the content, because I'm going to continue to drop things that will help you with your career.